We are sorry to interrupt that press conference, but there is a breaking story unfolding involving the deaths of nursing home residents on the North Shore. We are told that the Louisiana Health Department is investigating. Many nursing homes were evacuated from the South Shore. And we understand that all of these residents were taken to one particular facility, and they use the word loosely, it's in quotes, to Independence. And Erica Ferrando, she is on the story. She is standing by. We understand that 4 patients have died and more are being taken to the hospital.
This is just a scary and tragic situation out here. We're outside Waterbury Companies. It's a big warehouse in Independence that's north of Hammond. And right now, workers are relocating some of those nursing home residents who evacuated here on Friday to escape from Hurricane Ida. We learned from the Louisiana Department of Health that 4 of these nursing home residents died after evacuating here. 3 were classified as storm-related deaths. We don't have more information about their exact causes of death, but we know that about 850 patients were here. We had multiple sources confirm that this is where those nursing home residents were staying and where those deaths occurred. I actually spoke with one of the workers. We're not sharing his name, but he said that this did not surprise him because the conditions were so poor. The way he described it, it sounded like cots were piled on top of each other. He said at one point water made it into the building and they had to relocate some of those patients to higher ground. LDH said they got complaints about deteriorating conditions at the facility after Ida made landfall. The LDH inspectors tried to visit the site, but they said they were not allowed in by the workers.
You mentioned that the LDH, they went there, they tried to take a look at what was inside to get an idea of the living conditions, and they were not allowed to go in?
They tried to come in for an inspection. It sounds like they received some complaints and were not allowed in, which I'm not sure how that is, possible or legal, that LDH wouldn't be allowed in for an inspection, but that is what LDH said. LDH says they are very concerned about this and now are making sure that all of these nursing home residents have a safer place to get to.
Just wasn't enough room. Living conditions wasn't good. It was too crowded. Didn't have enough people.
What kind of living conditions are we talking about?
People sleeping on mattresses on the floor. That's need air mattresses and stuff like that. People couldn't get hydrated because just too many people had to step across people to take care of people.
And we learned that 4 people died. Do you know what happened?
No, ma'am.
Does it surprise you?
No.
Why?
Because the conditions wasn't good enough. I know it wasn't going to be safe.
You entrust these nursing home owners to take care of these people who are the most vulnerable of our society, and yet this is how they get treated, and that's just deplorable.
And while we're watching this live shot there on the left of the screen, Katie, it was my understanding from LDH that because it was not a mandatory evacuation situation, each individual nursing home is left up to itself to determine when and where to evacuate.
Absolutely. I mean, they all have to have emergency preparedness plans that they file with both federal and state officials. So each nursing home is required to submit their plans for what they're going to do in the event of things like this.
The 800 plus nursing home residents that evacuated here to this warehouse have now all been relocated. Now we want to show you a picture from inside the facility. This is from one of the workers. They shared this picture with us. You could just see a crowd of people and cots all across the warehouse. It just gives us a glimpse of where these residents were staying. They evacuated here from 7 nursing home facilities, and today we've witnessed dozens and dozens of ambulances take the residents by hospital bed, wheelchair, to new facilities. Some family members have been showing up here when they heard about this. They say they didn't receive a call or hear anything online from the nursing home facilities. They say they found out on the news, and of course they were upset, frustrated, and just wondering where their loved ones were. 2 sisters showed up. Their mom is a resident of South Lafourche Nursing Rehab. Take a listen.
Because she wouldn't answer my questions because she said she just kept saying, "I can't hear you, I can't hear you." But I mean, I knew she was alive at least. And like I said, didn't know the conditions. Had we known, I would have came and get her for sure.
How did y'all find out about what was going on?
Media.